What's up, horror fam, and welcome to another Tuesday night live stream here at HHN 365. Tonight's just gonna be me and Jess. Jess, how's it going? Welcome
Pretty
back.
good. Thank you. Thank you. I
Had a
missed
nice,
a big episode or a big live last week. Jonathan was on from the hotline.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I
I
missed
mean,
it.
this one's pretty big too, to be fair. The
But it still
content's
sucks.
big. We just don't have John, and that's a little sad.
Yeah.
I do know John has his own live stream tonight, though, so go check that out when we're done. By the way, the hotline. But hey, what's up? Thanks everyone for coming. If this is your first time, we're going to talk about Horror Nights. You probably could have guessed that. And obviously, if you're looking at the title of this video, there's a pretty big rumor that we're going to discuss.
Yeah.
Whether we think it's real or not. We'll get to that, though. But let's go to the comments, see who's here with us. Fonting, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey.
Mothman, thanks for always being
I like
here.
that, like, hand.
What is
That's right. Doesn't it? Okay. It kind of looks like Glove World in SpongeBob. The little
yeah,
at rock bottom or whatever.
It does. Albert, always here. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Goblethan's not here to answer that question, so sorry.
One day.
I think it's coming. I think it's gonna come, but we're working on it. And while he's gone, we could have a huge surprise for him when he gets back. Any Goblethan requests? If you didn't know, Ponting has drawn Goblethan emojis and just general drawings. So if you want a specific Goblethan, put it in the chat and we'll see what we can get. Again, sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, but he can't. He wouldn't anyways, to be completely honest. But he also.
Can we draw that? Can that be drawn?
Ooh, drawing Goblethan doing the Riz face.
With the, yeah.
I like it.
First idea.
Yeah, there's some Murdy tweets to go over, that's for sure. Gonna have some fun with that one. There's the hotline. What's going on? Thanks for joining. I know you're gonna have to bounce a little bit early, unless we go really short today. But I'll see you on the other side on your stream.
I'll be there for a little bit, and then I get sleepy. The time difference.
It's a little late. Just a little late.
I gotta be up early for work, unfortunately.
The life. Wade, thanks for joining. Always count on you. I don't know why. Who would have thought?
I don't know that man.
Hello.
Mike!
Good way to kick it off, Mike. Yeah, of course.
My smoking section, buddy.
Appropriate for this episode. Thanks for joining us, Spooky Bits.
What up?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
I get it.
What's up, Brittany? Thanks for joining. Ooh, good point, Keith. Maybe we can go there. Maybe it's possible.
The gift shop is right there.
That's true. Appreciate it, Chemo Dog. We had just me and Mike again. I feel like that's 3 weeks running, but we're having a good time. We're still.
I listened to one of the episodes on the cruise. The other sequels or ones we want to see back, whichever one.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It reminded me of the good old days when I was just a listener.
Did it sound like a 2020 episode?
Better audio quality.
I would really hope so.
It's not just one microphone.
The one blue snowball just between a table and Mike's kitchen.
God.
Yeah.
Every podcast starts on a blue snowball, okay?
Really?
Every podcast.
It's true. It is true. Ooh, that's kind of true. We are the TikTok crew of HHN 365.
Yeah. I mean, you have been carrying the team on your back this year, Tom.
Well, there's not much that I've been carrying, to be honest.
It's more carrying. I'm giving you your flowers right now, and then hopefully
I'm just starting to pick stuff up. That's all.
You're doing great. I'm gonna try to put a little weight on my back now.
We'll get there, and we'll do lives there and stuff eventually, I'm sure. So we'll be back. Mary, hello. What's up? Thanks for joining.
Can't imagine why she would be here.
No idea. Chico Soul, thanks for joining. Jordan, appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. Hello. All right. So now that we've said our hellos, I guess we could get into the news and dig into the comments a little bit as we go. If you have not been here for one of these, basically, this is going to be super interactive. We want the engagement in the comments, so we have more to talk about than what I have listed here. So it's not quite like a podcast where I have an hour of content fully ready to go. It's more like maybe 30 minutes. So please.
We got this.
Let us know any thoughts you have. But we're going to start with some news. And I think I'm going to go to the most kind of straightforward news we have for the night. And that's going to be in Orlando, where we got another permit. Now, it's not for a new location or anything, it's for the construction of a tent in Fast and Furious. So you may remember, they've now had 3 years where they've had houses in this location. The first 2 years versus last year was very different the way it was laid out. Last year, having 2 separate tents, not using the attraction queue space for the house as they'd done in previous years, and taking away obviously that huge in-between space from actual attraction queue to tent. Looking at this permit, it seems like we don't know if it's going to be laid out exactly the same, but it seems like it's going to be a lot closer to the first 2 years, which would imply either a very small house or we're going back into the attraction space in some way. Which I think, and I know there's a lot of people agree with that, last year's was definitely the best use of that space. So going back doesn't seem like the best option.
Yeah. Do you think that this is like a, not that I'm saying that the IP holder would have any say in it, but they're like well, we got to do Blumhouse again this year. Might as well make it a 2-parter. I don't know.
Yeah, but are they really going to look at that and be like, this is still the best way to do a mashup? Just split it in 2. I assume it's probably maybe a tad cheaper because you are only constructing 1 tent versus 2. So could be money saving effort. But I just don't see how you look at that layout and say, yes, this is going to be the better option for anything.
No. I don't know. This space has never hit. And last year it hit, but also last year wasn't great. Not the house, the whole year. I don't know. I just don't want this space anymore, I guess. I'm just kind of over it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought last year's worked well. I mean, at the end of the day, it was just kind of like 2 tents that felt like a decently sized space, and sure, that works. Not so much the years before.
No, and then exiting. I guess we wouldn't exit into a scare zone this year then.
I mean, we could. They could still route it in a similar fashion.
Yeah. I don't know. What a waste of actually figuring out what works in this place and then changing it. How very HHN of them.
Isn't it?
Love it.
Who knows? Maybe there's something weird with the permitting here and it's going to be separate permits. That was not the case last year.
Look at the dates on the bottom. There's something weird going on with this permit.
They can do whatever they want. Doesn't matter. Dates don't matter.
This is very Y2K of them. Like the computers are taking over. There's no date.
They're just prepping for the next Y3K.
That's Vamp this year. It's Vamp Y3K.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. It all comes back to this.
Got it.
What's also weird is the code name. Jonathan had to tell it to us. It's not here, right? I'm not blind. Isn't it normally
Yeah, so anything else we've seen, I believe, including any additional permits outside the base construction, yes, we've seen the code name as well on the permit.
Oh, so this is just weird. Why do we have dimensions? This is just a lot of information we didn't.
Yeah, well, these usually come with the tent installed.
Oh, they do?
So that's how we know this is more akin to the first 2 than last year. Because last year we had that tent that had a bigger space. There was a larger tent. This is back to that smaller tent from the previous 2 years.
I see chat's asking. The code name is Jasmine for this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you got to look a little harder for it, I guess. It's out there, but so another flower.
So yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna look at this and be like, yeah, that's great. That's great news. I'm so excited for this.
The Chucky apologist might be screaming to the rafter. I don't know.
I feel like someone who's a Chucky apologist probably is someone who would love sweets. So
yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking here in the comments as well. Massive L, massive loss.
Yeah.
Hate this news.
Hate.
Yep. Having the 2 tents was an improvement for sure. Ouch. Yeah, unfortunately we do. I don't expect it to be for much longer, but we do. Current setup is small. Yeah, so basically
So is it wait, so this is like akin to the first version
Yes.
setup? Like
Yes.
or smaller or same size?
I believe it's same or very similar.
Okay. No, thank you. Pass. Can I double it and pass it on to the next person?
No, I
Oh,
don't think we
okay.
could do that, unfortunately.
Well, I'm trying here, guys. I don't want this.
No, we have not talked about Scream yet. That's coming near the end. This is actually the first thing we've talked about. Don't worry, you haven't missed much at all. Okay, well, there's here a maybe positive. Not walking directly into a scare zone. I guess. I think that can be a good thing if done tastefully. Tie them together. Maybe last year there was no tie-in, and it just was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's annoying. But
No tasteful.
yeah, I guess that could sort of be seen as a positive.
So if this, let's say that this was Blumhouse, because we're going back to the Blum formula now. Do you want a Blumhouse zone and a Blumhouse house? If they spit out into each other?
No, I don't.
And it's not just like Teacup or whatever his name was?
Well, see, I said tastefully. No Blumhouse is tasteful at this
There's
point.
no,
There's no
that's
such
not a
thing as
thing.
tasteful when you're discussing Blumhouse in 2025.
I just asked a question.
Sorry. I get
Okay,
aggressive talking about Blumhouse.
You do attack me over it. Yeah, move on.
Vamp White 3K, though. Come on. Come on.
I think it'd be great. I think we need to go into the future. I think we need to stop trying to make things we've already seen.
Yeah. That was not a knock on Sweet's Love. Actually, it ended up being
No.
my favorite house of the year last year. I did not mean that as a knock. Trust me. Trust me.
I think it was my number 2 overall. Like it was great. And it was something I didn't have to wait an hour and a half line to go in.
If only.
Those days are gone.
Come back. All right, so let's move on to our next bit of news, which is, of course, our favorite segment.
Murdy tweets. I did laugh when Mike was like, I'm not doing that. I do think it's really funny.
Absolutely not.
It's like that's
not
kind
my
of
place.
Jess's thing. I mean, I need Pangolin to just like record a little riff and then we can make it like a sound bite.
Maybe we'll just record you too, and you don't have to do it.
I don't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to do it live.
Yeah.
I think I've been on the show for like 3 years now. I think we're beyond live performance.
Probably.
Murdy tweets.
Yeah. So here we are, Murdy tweets. So obviously hopping over to Universal Studios Hollywood. This first one's kind of interesting. Basically, if you want to read it out, please feel free. But the gist of it is that I am working on something, not a house, not a zone. It's nothing basically that you would expect John Murdy to be working on. That's it. That's all he gave us. But he felt the need to tweet it out, which is very interesting. He says he's not sure what it is. Any ideas at all? Like at all?
I don't. Boo Boulevard. Sorry, I'm just processing everything he says. I can't get over the GIF that he.
I mean, great choice. It just looks like John Murdy, to be honest.
So it's an experience. That's what I've gathered.
Experience, yes.
Actually, there's a comment that somebody just put FanFest, that summer thing, immediately. He's writing like a treatment for like, I don't know, some Back to the Future immersive bar.
So I do think so. People have clarified other things that he said no to. So like you said, commercial and Q videos and stuff like that. Already said no. However, and I don't think I put it in the slideshow, so let me just read it off to you. Someone basically asked if it's for an RIP tour. And to that one, he said, not exactly.
Oh, it's an experience.
So at least we still know it's tied to the event fully. If it not exactly for an RIP tour. He also clarified it's for HHN. So it is HHN. Yeah, so that's all we have.
Cool.
That's it. So there's some new experience, I assume, or honestly, if he's just talking about like the regular type of additional experiences, it's a weird way to talk about it.
Aren't they? So they're getting an escapology or whatever in their city walk, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Just like a thought I just had. Wouldn't it be really shitty if they got like a seasonal HHN escape room when Orlando has a whole fucking Universal escape room sitting here?
I would be very upset.
Can you imagine if that's what
Very upset.
if that's what he's hinting at? Like,
I could imagine. Yes, unfortunately.
I'm mad now.
Hmm.
Damn.
I don't think that's what it is, though.
No, but how funny would that be? That'd be the biggest Uno
No,
reverse
it
card
would not be funny
ever.
at all. Actually,
Ever. Well,
not
we would
one
get
bit.
to see it. Like,
Yeah, I guess.
we'd pay regardless, but like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Toxic Tunnel.
Oh, because he didn't say tunnel. He said Boo Boulevard, Spook Street. I love it how he went with alliterations when Scare Zone is not an alliteration.
Scare Scone. No, moving on. So our buddy over at the Haunt Line asked, can we get the Metro sets back? What do we have to do? John Murdy said, buy the studio.
Sassy.
So that sounds like a no. Metro sets is not coming back to HHN anytime soon.
So no Toxic Tunnel.
No Toxic Tunnel. Yeah.
That's how you get there? I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He's so sassy this year, though. Like, it's extra, right? Or am I just more bitter?
Oh, he's definitely a little bit more sassy. Okay. I like it, though. It's fun. It really adds a flair to Murdy
banter.
tweets.
It's giving heel. Like, he's trying to be the heel, and I don't know if he's succeeding. I mean, he's always the heel to me, but...
So he's succeeding. There we go. I mean, he's annoying other people.
That's his job. Sure. Pretty sure it's official Twitter annoyer. That's his title at Universal. Ireland, the Ireland office, though.
Creative director of annoying people on Twitter.
Ireland.
Oh, I'm realizing there's only 2 slides on this slide. That sounds weird. It's called Google Slides. I promise that wasn't a slip. But I do have a few other Murdy tweets we can discuss as well. So let's just knock you down, Murdy. See you later. So he talked about, as he always does, when he finished writing a treatment for HHN. This one came in at a whopping, quote unquote, 150 pages. Definitely the most time working on this one. Obviously, you have to wait to find out what it is. Shocker.
How many pages was that?
150.
It's giving Alexander Hamilton. Why do you write like you're running out of time?
I mean, it's a big boy. He also later says that they average about 100 pages, so this is quite long for a Murdy treatment for sure.
Mega House?
Mega House? I mean, there's a rumor of a Mega House coming to Orlando this year, so maybe there's a shared IP that is a Mega House on both coasts.
Yeah.
Or he just put a lot of detail. So on this corner, we're going to use this shade of black. In the black.
He has the Pantone wheel out as he's like writing the treatment.
No, this black is too dark. Lighter black.
The face chart, like he's doing the makeup artist like job for them as he goes. I would totally believe that.
He'd have to be in Hollywood, but
would he? It's John Murdy. He can do whatever he wants. I had a thought and then it's gone like that.
I mean, there's not too much to say about it, to be fair.
No, I had like a thought of, wait. What was it? I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he had like another, like, this is the longest treatment I've ever written because he like got really invested in something. And I can't remember what it was now. Jonathan would know.
Yeah, Jonathan would definitely know.
I don't know, but it's so
much better.
It's giving that energy. That same. I don't know. That's all I can give. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. But we do have one more tweet we could talk about. So basically, there's a picture of black and white Universal Monsters, and he says, I would love to finally do a black and white Unity Monsters house. Wait, did I say that out loud? He wants to or is already doing a black and white Universal Monsters house for something.
Yeah. Cool.
Is that happening this year? I feel like he wouldn't say it like that, right? There's no way. There's no way he'd just say that out loud. If it was coming this year, no way.
If he did that, this would be like the most direct way he's ever said something this early, I feel like. Yeah. I don't know. We had one that was not very well received as far as I remember, right? Or was it black and white?
Yes.
Or
We
yeah. There's like a really
in
grainy
20
video.
what
You
was it
can watch.
called? It was in 2012, House of Horrors, Universal
Yeah.
Monsters House of Horrors. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, in Hollywood, they had the House of Horrors, and it pretty much was like a black and white in the monster
Mhm.
section. So, like, it's the same kind of energy to me. So, like, it's already been done, dude. Like, technically on both coasts. So, it'd be really cool. I would love to see it. I don't think it's coming. If you're telling me it's you want to do it,
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for it. So I'm
yeah,
not going to turn you down, Murdy. Yeah, do it, please.
please.
I'd
I
just be
think
shocked if that you're telling us this.
if you lean really hard into like the gimmick of the black and white, I think he might actually do it well. Don't go high level. Don't give me a Saskia story.
I don't
I don't
think he
need
would.
no.
I don't that all that stuff is too like Orlando side of their like joint venture stories. I think you take the Orlando aspect out and he goes back to what he did best.
Mhm.
And he did it really good. So
Yeah.
2018 Universal Monsters, banger. All right,
That's
let's go
great.
to the comments because, of course, there are comments about John Murdy and some about how we treat John Murdy. I thought we were fine. We did not
I
say
was
anything
nice.
wrong.
I was kind.
In
I've
fact,
said
we
meaner things.
complimented how his character is playing out this year. It's fun.
Yeah. I gave him a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Don't listen to the podcast, John. That's all I'll say.
Anyways, Albert says Murdy also tweeted that construction should begin in 2 weeks. I know I've seen on our Discord there's been people chatting about Hollywood, and now to that frame seems like the modern start point for Hollywood, so that does make a ton of sense. Murdy tweets are so frequent and long while giving so little actual information, like when you're trying to hit the word count on the paper without doing the research.
It's giving Chat GPT. Like you just kind of copy paste it and you're like, yeah, it says insert name here. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what it is. Let's see. All work, no play makes Johnny a sassy boo.
So what I'm hearing is we need like a guitar riff Murdy tweets and like a sassy Murdy tweets for when he's extra sassy. I don't know what that would be.
I don't know. But HHN 365 reaching boiling point because he realized he has a segment called Murdy Tweets. If you ever reference his Murdy Tweets, that's going to be great. I would love that.
I will go into hiding. You'll never hear from me again. I have to go into witness protection at that point.
I kind of want a Murdy Tweet shirt. I'm not going to lie. And wear that to Hollywood. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
It's just the Trump tweets graphic from Bill and Ted. That's all it is in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, but Murdy. But like metal. Like
Is
a
that
metallic.
kind of an insult now because of, his Trump tweets here? And
I know, and that's literally the entire riff is based off
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like,
we'll think about that internally and get back to you guys.
yeah, we need to do a lot of soul searching on that answer.
One asked, have you heard the rumors of Last of Us Part 2 coming to only Hollywood this year? No, I really haven't heard it as a Hollywood exclusive. In fact, I think mostly hearing that it's probably not Last of Us. That doesn't mean it's not. But currently what I'm hearing is mostly no Last of Us.
Yeah.
But nothing specifically for Hollywood only.
No. But the thing that we have heard is it's got that GOG in it. If you sent or tagged me in that shirt, I love you so much. And I will purchase it for opening night. I guarantee it.
Very good. I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not expect this from you, Albert. How many pages do black walls require? Wow.
58.
I did not expect the Albert burn towards John Murdy ever.
I love that. From the Hollywood Arches themselves.
Thank you. Thank you. What Murdy slander? We've been great.
We have been kind.
Great. I told you he's done phenomenal in Houses. I told you I like his character on Twitter this year.
I gave him a compliment, I think. I'm really not sure at this point, though. I said meaner things.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is gross. No, please. No. No Mega Blumhouse.
No.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, I have my 50th hoodie on.
Ugh.
Look, we're just a Knott's
There
farm,
we go.
or not a Knott's farm, a Knott's podcast at our core. But
Yeah,
also,
I mean,
if you like my Vanity Ball shirt, you can get this at HHN365.com.
true. It is there.
Very squeaky, sorry.
All right. Yeah, that is. That is. Shout out Pickle Whiskey.
The
Pisco
Pisco.
Wiki.
The Pisco.
Pisco Wiki.
Except when they did it with honey. Why was it with honey jack?
That was, yeah, the Honey Jack. Jack is already not a choice I want.
No.
Honey Jack, that was a little too far off base. I was still happy to have it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, big.
But let's just go back to not Honey Jack for our next pick.
I think that was the bartender. I'm just going to say it was an off day. Hopefully it's better.
Yeah, maybe. Regardless, yes, can't wait to have another pickleback with you, John. Cannot wait. Wow, a lot of pickleback love. This is great.
You know who doesn't like a pickleback? Mike Aiello.
That is true. I should have put that in this outline. Mike Aiello came out publicly and said he doesn't like picklebacks. So he's on 365 shit list now. Sorry, Mike. Don't know what to tell you.
It's giving the energy of like, he said he wanted to break up with me. That's not what I said. I said I didn't like picklebacks. That's how it felt. It felt like a stab in my heart.
That was kind of an attack.
A personal attack on this show.
A huge attack.
What would the pickle barrel in Torture Fair say?
That is true. Come on.
I don't want to talk about it.
You gonna offend the pickle barrel?
Rude. Right in front of us?
Okay, so I'm not fully sure what this represents, but Jasmine is a species native to Korea. The symbol is a shelf with games. The doll represents the red light, green light robot. Rabbit represents the King Noeul character. Oh, Squid Games? Oh, no. Also 6 games played in Squid Games. Huh. True. I don't know how you do Squid Games specifically, though, because don't they just get shot and that's it? So it's like every death just someone getting shot in the house?
I have no idea.
Or am I wrong? Is that not what happens? I'd never actually fully watched Squid Game. Sorry.
I don't know. I have nothing to add to the Squid Games conversation.
Yeah, I really don't either. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to move on. If they brought back old houses from 2012, 2018, for example, Resident Evil 2 was in Orlando only. Why not bring it back with Resident Evil 2 and 4? I mean, yeah, it's possible. Isn't it? Isn't Resident Evil getting something new?
I think so.
Or is it just like a new game, remastered game? Sorry. I also don't know much about Resident Evil. I'm sorry. That's 2 things in a row.
I watched the state of play with Eugene, but I only get half of it. And then I'm out. I'm just waiting on GTA 6 over here.
Yes.
In Miami. I mean,
our whole state.
Okay,
where we're from, where we live, it's all represented. I'm
a woman from Miami. And this is a woman
I know.
from Miami.
I know. It's great.
But also, I can just drive past my parents' house and past our places in Orlando and shit. That'll be cool. We're not a gaming podcast, though.
No, we're not. Let's move on. But I do want to talk about this. Caretaker Goblethin being made? Yes, please.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you. I cannot wait.
I love that.
Hey, Arkham. Welcome. All you missed was Murdy tweets and talk about a permit in Orlando. But the big Scream rumor has not been discussed yet. We'll get there soon. Oh no, there's so many comments and I'm trying not to take forever, but hold on. You've already done 4? That's insane.
Wow. He's not even here to provide inspiration.
Oh, when he looks at Discord later, he's going to be distraught.
I can't wait for the text messages.
All right. So you think it's time to move on to the main focus of what this live stream is going to be?
Yeah.
Obviously. Scream. So this is going to be coming from the Insider Legacy, which I know a lot of you are not trusting of at the moment. Fair enough. I get it. Track record matters, and it's not been as good recently as it once was, but has said that Scream, this is actually a little off, Scream 5 and 6, he clarified, will be coming to Halloween Horror Nights, and doesn't fully know, but would assume that it is for both Orlando and Hollywood. And there's no way if they get that IP, it wouldn't be bi-coastal. No way. So, pretty big rumor to pop up. A property that HHN has wanted and tried to use and has landed before and just, had to cover it up with the purge.
Yeah.
What do you think about them potentially finally getting it? Let's pretend this is happening. How do you feel?
Like, let's pretend that this rumor is
This is
100%
real.
legit.
Scream is coming. What do you think?
Scream or Scream 5 and
Scream
6?
5 and 6 are coming.
That's what I'm
What do you
saying.
think?
Is this tweet real? Like, that's what we're talking about right now.
Yes, Scream 5 and 6 are coming to the event. What do you think of? And if you just that's not true. I don't mean that.
Right, we don't know. I'm just saying, like, for my answer, because I have a different answer that I'm pretty sure is everybody's answer. But I enjoyed 5 and 6. I thought that they were fine. They're not my favorites in the franchise. Why? I know 7's coming out, but like, wouldn't we then want it to be 7 and not the movies? Like, I don't know. It's just a weird choice considering it's been a while since these are not brand new. They're fine. Why not the original? Or take the Hollywood Texas Chainsaw route and just make it about Ghostface and have every kill in the whole I don't care. But give us the original as well.
So we're going to talk about this a lot tonight, obviously. So I'm going to focus simply on what I think if this comes. And honestly, just from the films alone, I think 5 and 6 do work really well. I think 5 is basically the first film, like a remake of the first film almost, but also kind of giving you additional scenic you could work with. And Scream 6 fully diverts from what Scream is and really gives you a lot of extra to work with. New locations, differentiate the sets quite a bit. So I think the two could definitely work, and you could get a good house out of it. Especially because Scream is such just kind of like I don't want to say traditional slasher, but like, it's him and his knife, and that's about it typically. Then you start to branch out into 6 and even 5, and you get a little bit extra you could work with in that front too. So I really think they could work, just from the standpoint of using 5 and 6 for a house.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Before we get into the actual thoughts on whether this is real and why it could or could not be real, let's go to the comments for a bit. First of all, Hotline, thanks for joining us for the short time you could. If you didn't know, in about an hour, the Hotline will be starting a live stream of their own, and you'll definitely want to check that out. If we're still going, you don't have to leave us, but you can. But I'll be joining.
Understand.
I'll be joining the stream later, anyways. He's the better streamer. I get it. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Okay. That's your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
Yes, exactly. Another one. Still waiting. Goblet the merch.
It's gonna come. It's happening at this point, whether he wants to or not.
It's true. Here we go. So, Kevin, I'm happy with any Ghostface at this point.
Yeah,
that's
I'll take
pretty common sentiment I've seen throughout social media, to be completely honest.
It just fits so well. And it's like, it's every kid in the like late 90s, early 2000s was Ghostface at one point or the other, like for Halloween. So this is just, I get it. I want to see him. Just want to see the original. Like, technically we've walked through it. It's just wasn't it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's always Ghostface still, at least. So
yeah. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be scary. You're going to laugh. You're going to run.
It would be crazy if we get Scream and Terrifier in the same year. That's it's pretty fucking cool, actually.
That's stacked. Coming back from 33. Whoo. And then just black and white. That's the theme for this year. That's the color story. Black and white everything. That would go so hard. Come on. That would be great.
That would. This is interesting. Big clue. The Scream killer usually leaves a bouquet of flowers throughout the franchise.
Okay.
It's possible. Bouquet of flowers are our code names in Orlando this year for the houses.
It would be a very like direct clue that because
yes,
we talked about that, I think, on like one of the first streams. So that normally the code, or maybe it was a podcast episode, the code names in the last couple of years have nothing to do with anything.
Like the latest tie-ins that you would not guess until you know what it is and the exact reason. It'll be Scream regardless. Yeah. Yep. Uni and Paramount have been working together a lot lately, and Scream 5 and 6 are Paramount. Only
Mm,
5 and 6, and 7, which we don't have yet, obviously.
there you go.
Albert would rather have a Scream original concept than 5 and 6. Yeah. Oh no. Scream Ultimate Kill Count.
Suck.
Tyler would love to see Ghostface in any capacity at the event.
I agree. Except in like a late night with Chucky format. I don't want a talk show with Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said in any capacity, Tyler. I don't want to see that show with Ghostface.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
What about Jason? Oh.
Yeah. The equivalent of making a Jason X House to promote the new Crystal Lake show. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. 7 is not really tying in line with 5 and 6 because of controversies that we're going to talk about a little bit later with Scream 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. But at the end of the day, people see Scream, they know Ghostface, and that's all Universal's really going to care on that end, I guess. And Paramount too. Like when you have that, the guy we're staring at, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So
Him and Art the Clown is
Spooky Bits loves the Scream franchise, but it feels weird that specifically 5 and 6 are rumored, but would be happy to see Ghostface come regardless. Yeah, so this is true, and we'll discuss that very, very shortly. The ownerships of 1 through 4 and 5 through now 7 are very different.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it's most of the same comment-wise. So let's move on to that point then, which I guess we can tie in why Universal would and could get the property now after failing for multiple years, getting it and losing it because they didn't want to do what was asked of them. I mean, that's a big point right there. Scream 5 and 6 are owned by Paramount. 1 through 4, the subsidiary, the company is a subsidiary of Disney. And we know Disney, Universal. We haven't really seen any properties from that Disney side of the family come to Horror Nights or in any Universal capacity for that matter. So that's one big step in why Scream now and why specifically Scream 5 and 6 versus any of the first 4.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. Also, mentioned it earlier, Scream 7 currently kind of shrouded in controversy, rightfully so, to be fair, but it is. And if you're Universal, you might think that's a time where Paramount will be weak and willing to give out the property and get good PR. Why not pounce? And if you're Paramount, why not try to build up that good PR?
Yeah. Makes me feel icky, but we would benefit from that. But
That's
also,
something we cannot avoid talking about, obviously.
yeah, and like it sucks. I'm not even excited to see what they do with 7 because like at this point you're just kind of beating a dead horse and you're not treating people right. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to watch 7 at all, to be honest, because of that. So there's that. Obviously, that would be very difficult in the HHN side of things. We'll see what happens, obviously. But I do think that would be something that would make Paramount much more open to giving HHN the property, get that goodwill. And if Scream is dangled in front of Universal, are they not going to take it?
So then this brings up the question. If we, okay, in this perfect world, this is correct. We're getting 5 and 6 mashup, big house. Do the actresses then have a say if their likenesses are used in the house? Or, because like they're the main characters in those two stories. So like, yeah, you could put vague female presenting actress in brown wig and shorter female presenting actress in other brown wig. But like, I don't know. It just, how's that going to work? Like legally? Because
I mean, yeah, it's it. You just don't use character likeness at all. You just have to switch it up a bit.
And then it's just like, well, you might as well just made an original house of Ghostface. I don't really care about, I mean, like I do care about the story, but like without them, the whole point is who the girls are.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. What do I
Yep.
know? It's just like politics at that point.
And I think it's been brought up a couple times as the original Scream story. And
Mm-hmm.
I think why not? Even if you're Paramount, like again, the selling point of this franchise is just Ghostface. So what does it matter if the house is fully building off and a
Yeah.
book report of your previous films? Just make a Ghostface house and it's Scream, and people
Right.
want Scream.
Just call it Scream. Because what are they going to call it? Like Scream 5 and 6, I don't know, Legacy of Ghostface. We're just taking Texas Chainsaw at this point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because to me, how
yeah.
it's going to be marketable because it's Ghostface. I don't know. I'm also curious, like, are we going to use the exact mask, or is HHN going to take their own interpret? Because like it changes a little bit as the franchise has evolved. So like, I would like to see all the masks represented. I don't know. Maybe Disney does own the likenesses from the first couple. That would make sense, which is why they keep changing. But I don't know. I'm excited if this is true. I don't know if it is because it just feels so. In the year of Art the Clown, we're gonna have two big horror icons. Like that's massive, and it feels a little too good to be true for me.
Yeah. I mean, they're aware that last year the IPs ended up being quite the letdown for people. Bringing a couple big hitters in like that, I could see why they'd go for it, though. I could definitely see why.
Yeah. I do see a comment. They'll just call it Scream. It's that simple. But like, can they? Because that's the original movie. Can
Yeah.
can
I don't
they?
know how those naming rights work, really, to be honest. Does it have to involve 5 or 6 or a unique tagline of some sort? Don't know. I don't know. Couldn't
All
tell
the
you.
masks were represented in 6. Okay, so then there probably isn't an issue with the masks. Cool. It's been a minute. I need to rewatch.
Mike Daniels, glad we're getting 5 and 6 instead of 7, but would rather have 1 through 4 any day. Yeah, of course. Of
It's a lot
course.
of math.
Let's see.
Oh, Scream 5. Then why am I? Oh, that's 6. Roman numerals were never my forte.
Oh.
I'm just exposing myself for being bad at math right now. I'm like, that's Scream 5 right there. No, it's Scream 6.
Yeah, not quite. Not quite.
Well, I did not realize that. So I think I saw each movie once when they came out, and then I did not really think about them again.
I do agree with this MC Films. It's much more exciting to get an IP that they really have to work hard on, and it's not just a straightforward concept. Poltergeist is a pretty good example of that. And I mean, the thing is, you could do that with Scream, but it would be easy to be very straightforward and just have Ghostface do Ghostface shit.
Yeah.
Or, again, book report of the films.
The setting could be cool. But, yeah.
I mean, kind of what I was getting at. It's at its lowest point. That's why they're getting it now. I mean, yeah. Exactly. Hey, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega. Is it cool if we use your likeness for the haunted house based on movies you just got fired from? Awesome. Thanks.
If I were them, I would go to the event and just like cross my arms and shake my head the whole way through. Just be like, no.
The Scream house becoming a Blumhouse house would be the funniest shit ever. I could only laugh. If that happened, I could only laugh.
What if Scream is the Fast and Furious house and then it does get turned into a Blumhouse house?
If they get Scream, they're not sticking it in Fast and Furious. There's no way. There's
Maybe
no
maybe that's why it's all the zeros. I don't know.
We don't know if this is actually going to happen, so let's just not fill this out, right?
Yeah.
Mike also feels a bit icky about it. Taints the excitement from the controversy we discussed. Oh, that's good. Exactly 10 years after 25, too. Oh, no. Oh, geez.
Wow.
I mean, it'd probably be a bit better than the Chucky show last year, I guess.
Is he like holding the knife up to my throat? Is there like a sense of fear involved, or
We're talking pure, just funny, campy.
yeah? Can I be like Hayden Panettiere, like outside, like literally about to die?
Let's see. Sorry, I'm so far behind. So many comments about Scream. Who would have thought?
I'm sorry I didn't know Scream 5 was just called Scream. That's my bad, guys. I didn't know. And I thought that the one on the screen was Scream 5. I went to Florida public school. Okay, Roman numerals were not really a thing.
Learning's not really a thing, to be honest.
No. D's get degrees, Duff.
Good point. Just for clarity, Jenna Ortega
Yes.
was not fired, but it made for a funny joke, to be fair. Here we go. Keith, personally super against it coming. I think the series is in a bad place. They just want to garner all goodwill. Yeah, fully. I believe that's why Paramount would be like, yes, please do this. People would be so happy to have it at Horror Nights, and they'd like us.
Yeah, they'd like them.
Let's see. So when the Ghostface scare actors are in a cast change, will they need to wear a black robe over their black robe?
It shouldn't laugh that hard.
It shouldn't be that funny, but it's actually pretty funny to think about.
An HHN joke.
Turning the corner, flipping their hood up.
They have to
Right
keep
over
the
their other
Ghostface-
hood.
They have to keep the mask on until they're in their tent or something like.
I feel like at that point, just take the mask off when you leave. That's what you do.
Well, I don't want to see Ghostface's face. That's the whole point.
Well, he's just in a black robe. You wouldn't know the difference.
Well,
It
they're
just
all
looks like a black
Ghostface.
robe.
It all will be Ghostface.
I don't know. Just saying.
I don't know. Tiny black robes to cover it.
All right. So now let's discuss whether you think this is going to happen.
Okay. I feel like we've talked about it. I personally feel like Legacy this year is killing it on clickbait. Respectfully, he is killing it. Like, he really is. I think he's finding things that are conversation starters. And some of them might stick. I don't know if this one is the one that sticks.
Mm-hmm.
All love Legacy, I promise. Like, none of that is shady. I mean it.
Yeah. So when I first heard it, I think my immediate response was, actually, here you go. No chance in hell.
PB&J, TM.
And I'm not saying I'm leaning that it's coming now at all, but I have almost convinced myself that there is a chance of this being real. Basically, with what we discussed about the situation that the Scream franchise is in and how that leaves an opportunity for Universal to jump on the property.
Yeah.
I would still say no if you asked me. This is not coming. But I believe it a bit more than I did several days ago.
Okay.
So I know it would be huge if it came. Like, this is about as big of a horror IP as you can grab for Horror Nights. It's a white whale. It's something that people have, like, how many episodes over the years have we done, not just on our show, but across every HHN podcast ever? Like, what properties do you want to see come? Scream is mentioned in every single one. And typically when someone says Scream, half the other people go, oh, that was on my list too.
Yep. If you have it, you always make a backup for Scream.
Mm-hmm. Universal, again, knows they need to bring in a killer IP or hopefully a whole lineup of IPs this year. And the one that they know people really, really have wanted for a long time suddenly is more attainable, possibly. Why not strike?
Yeah. I think the logic has been great. Like, all of that has convinced me a little bit more about like how it's down right now and like everything you said pretty much. So I get it. Maybe like 20% I believe it now. But when I saw the when I was on my trip last week, I had no Wi-Fi or anything. So I was just getting like our like notifications. So all I could read was like what we posted. So I was just sitting in my own brain for a week about it. And then like Eugene looks at me and he goes, "Is this real?" And I go, "Oh, well, how would I know? How would I know? Well, I'm in the middle of the ocean with you." I have no idea. So I'm like sitting there, like talking myself off the ledge. I'm like, there's no way it's fucking Scream. There's no way. There's no way. And then I kind of started to believe it for a minute because I couldn't ask you guys where this was coming from. All I could see was that it was a rumor. So I think I convinced myself it was not happening on my own. And now maybe 25% from chat and you.
Okay. That's a pretty high percentage for a rumor, to be fair. I mean, when we look at like Terrifier, and I think we're at like 99.99%.
Yeah, that. And that one
Maybe
I
not.
said was like not happening.
But just for a random rumor that just generally doesn't sound like it could be real, 25% is still kind of high.
You know who just got a Terrifier tattoo?
No.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was me? It's not. Rhea Ripley.
Oh.
That's like one of her favorite slashers.
Really?
And her dog, she put like a filter on her dog Bella and she got that tattooed. So it's her dog as art. It's so cute.
Oh, that's cool.
So I mean,
You'd see a
she's
lot of
coming
Rhea
to the
Ripley at
event.
HHN this year suddenly.
You're gonna catch me just standing outside of the house, like
Jess has never been so Team Terrifier as right now.
Art the clown. Art the
Let's see what everyone in the comments thinks about Scream coming. Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. In terms of slashers, I feel like Terrifier is the one most likely to come to the event this year. Yeah, like I just said, actually, we are pretty much 100% on board that Terrifier is coming. Does that definitely mean they can't do 2 slashers? No. But yeah, it doesn't feel like you really want to mix them together.
Yeah.
Mary doesn't think it's happening. This one is a bit higher. 65% chance. Yeah, that's one of the highest I've seen.
Okay.
Although I've seen a couple people who are like fully sold on this. Legacy knows we're all desperate for any HHN spec. I mean, yeah.
Complimentary.
Legacy would not be wrong, to be fair.
No.
Are we not desperate? This is Art's year and no one is taking over his event. I think it's John Murdy's year personally, but
the shirt is John Murdy dressed as Art the Clown. That's what it is.
Yeah. I wish it's true so we can have Ghostface at HHN after so many failed attempts. Yeah. I think that's how a lot of people would feel, for sure. Keith doesn't think this is coming either. We'll never believe it. I mean, I might never believe it until I actually walk through. I don't even, what facade would they do? If they're doing 5 and 6? It might not be so straightforward. Anyways, until I walk into the house, I won't fully believe this one either.
Yeah.
They could announce it, and I'll be like, you sure? Are you sure we're really going to have this?
Are you sure you're not going to pull it out and do a Hellblock horror too? Oh. Are you sure, my guy? Hello.
This is a fair point. I'm more inclined to believe rumors starting around now than most of the rumors that originated back in December. And I think there's a lot of truth in that there are some really early ones that are just kind of like thrown out there. But I think your strongest rumor, 1 or 2, are all going to come really early too, because it's already locked in and done. Yeah. So you just have to decide which is real and which one's not.
Yeah.
The situation is the only thing that makes me think it's possible. I fully believe that all parties involved will want to capitalize on the opportunity. Good PR for Scream. We'll have an IP for HHN.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where I am. That's really the only reason I see this having a chance right now. This is probably about as likely as in our weekend house. Does that mean it is or it's not? I mean, it depends who you talk to.
Right.
There are some people who are like, the weekend's coming to Orlando this year, right?
We did a pretty good weekend sequel house in Hollywood last year, so.
Let's see. Aren't the majority of them killers? I guess so. Yeah, that is true. Good point. Good point.
Wow.
I think this is as likely as another Purge house.
Hello, Utah.
I hope you mean that in 0% chance, if that's the case.
How's Utah treating you right now?
Freddy Fazbear, Art the Clown, Ghostface. See, here's the thing. I don't love that enough. I'm not going to lie.
That just sounds like so many kids.
I'm not.
I mean, they're going to be there regardless, but it just sounds like an influx.
I'm getting the sense that by the time we get to next week's live, it's going to be Freddy Fazbear on our thumbnail. I'm just getting the sense that he's starting to get talked about so much that a rumor is going to start.
Okay.
A legit, like one of the big
Can I
rumors are going
ask
to start that it's coming.
maybe someone in the chat, like, what will we answer this for after we're done with the Scream conversation? Why are so many people commenting on Twitter that they think Fast and Furious is like a lock-in for Five Nights at Freddy's? It's a smaller space. Somebody explain that to me in the chat. Proceed, Duff.
I mean, Blumhouse.
That's the only reason. Those are big ass costumes.
Maybe
no,
Chucky. I don't know.
Somebody's gonna give me a better answer than that.
I don't know. Because I don't think that, to be fair.
I figured. Back to Scream.
Let's see. There we go. I could see Scream 1 being fun if they leaned into the rules of horror aspect. Could be a meta type house with scenes demonstrating the rules. Yeah, I think that'd be a really fun way to approach it. Because once you do get to 5 and 6, you really lose that aspect of why Scream was created in the first place. And I think that's really what makes Scream special. Like, I think 5 and 6 are good films, but it really takes away from what Scream is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a 99% chance it's not coming. I wish it was, but not happening. I mean, yeah, that's very possible. I'm definitely not that low by any means. I think I'm probably closer to like a 70% chance it's not coming.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Most boring take would be to remake a Halloween house replacing Michael Myers with Ghostface.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be boring. You're right. Entertainment Connection, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Scream would be great, and Hollywood had it before in the Terror Tram. Yeah, and I notice I typically say, like, and HHN finally lands it. I mean, technically, HHN has had it. Orlando has never actually had it. Ghostface was in All Night Die-In, so there's that. But it wasn't a real property. It wasn't actually Scream, wasn't actually Ghostface. So I'm fully saying Orlando never had it.
Yeah.
Oh, to be frank, I would rather have Lost Boys instead of Scream.
Okay.
Didn't expect that. Yeah, this is very true. They've done 2 or more slasher houses several times in the past. They've had years where it's like literally just about slashers, to be honest.
Titans of Terror.
Yeah. I mean,
that whole
Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, same year. Yeah, it's true. They definitely could, because they definitely have.
Yeah. I don't think it couldn't happen. This year doesn't feel right. And maybe it's because the franchise is like not doing great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This would be fun. Have the rotating ending to like reveal the different ghost face. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be great.
Hell Block 2, Hell Boogaloo would make a better house. I don't know if I agree that would make a better house, but
it would make a house.
It would be a house that exists.
It would be an HHN house for sure.
Although it probably won't be. Oh, we're getting exact percentages here. Terrifier 87%, Scream being 65%, Last of Us being 76%, Monstros Tres being 100%, Slaughter Cinema 87%, FNAF 58%, Universal Monsters 100%. I like how specific the percentages are. That's fun.
Right? Wow. I'm like, is this a Hollywood percentage? Is this an Orlando percentage? I don't know.
This seems like it's Hollywood, probably.
Right? It's giving. I don't know why it's giving
for Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why I'm leaning that way for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. So I think we've kind of gassed the comments on Scream at this point. So any kind of final thoughts on Scream, if it does come, if it's definitely not coming?
Well, I hope they don't use Roman numerals in the tagline. Whatever it is. Because I won't know what I'm walking into.
Scream.
You have to be like, Dove, do you know? You're like,
12?
No, I went to the county above you. You think we got Roman numerals up there?
I did not. I do know it. To be fair, I knew this Roman numeral.
Okay, I could have figured it out eventually.
You know where I learned Roman numerals? HHN.
I didn't go in the Roman numeral era. They were just using the numbers. It's
Sorry.
27.
I replaced public school with HHN
Well, I was too scared.
and somehow learned more. Crazy.
I mean, yeah,
Crazy.
life skills.
So I think for now, that's going to wrap up our direct Scream discussion. But we do have a lot more in the comments to get to. And if you want to talk a little bit more Scream, we can do that as well. And we'll get back to that. There was a fun one I wanted to point out here. A good way to kick off a new topic.
Yeah.
Mike Daniels, give me premium Scream night and make it 21 plus. No teens at HHN is a benefit I would pay a premium price for. I would wager that I don't have these numbers, but I would wager that premium Scream is probably already a lot more 21 plus heavy anyways. They'd have to include alcohol though, right? Make it a little bit more expensive, include alcohol, maybe like drink tickets, like there's a specific amount you get included.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would already consider doing it regardless this year if they bring it back. So I'm down.
Yeah, I'd take it. I have nothing else to say outside of that. I would take it.
It would just be us trying to film the alcohol video in one night so we don't have to buy it during the event. Be like in every line, just like, well, this is the curse something.
It'd feel great at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And by great, I don't mean drunk. I mean my stomach would hurt from all the sugar in those cocktails.
Yeah, I can't handle.
I couldn't do it. Could not do it. No. People have been trying to will FNAF into existence. Yeah, I think that's a good reason for why they're saying it's going into Fast and Furious. Not saying it's not coming for sure, but it definitely feels for the past 2 years that there's just been a lot of like, well, it's got to be doing, it's got to go here, it's got to go there, it's got to be coming because of this. It's like, well, I don't know if any of those reasons fully make sense. It could be coming. I don't know if that's leading to it.
Yeah.
Because Supercharged is cursed as the pizzeria.
I will accept that answer. I think that is the only correct answer you can actually give me. Because everything else is just a feeling. Oh, because Blumhouse, if they're going to do Five Nights at Freddy's, I think they're going to have to give it a bigger space, guys. Like, the costumes are not going to be little.
No.
And that tent is not, I don't know. Yeah, and like a pizzeria to a tent, like that transition doesn't make sense.
Is the pizzeria thing because of like the brickwork that already exists in the like? How exactly
like
is that why? Because it has that look sort of as a pizzeria. Because I don't fully latch onto that either.
Yeah, like do they maybe? I guess people can envision it more. Maybe like the middle part, like the outside part, they have like the pizzeria sign
Like
and
going
like
out a back alley, or are you going?
I don't know. I don't think it's going in Fast and Furious if it was coming. So
yeah, that's true. And
that's not because I don't want it at the event. I think it would be really fun, and it would be a house I would get to do like once or twice, and like peace out. I won't be in that line again. And that's no shame on the property. I played the games with my niece before. They're cute.
I have literally never played the games at all, and I thought the movie was pretty mediocre. To be
I'm not going to talk about the movie, and I know that that's probably what it would be, which is unfortunate, but I just think that people really want it, and they'll put it anywhere.
People really want it, and I'd be happy for everyone if they get it. I just don't really care to get it personally. So this is something that's brought up quite a bit at Ice Nine Kills house. It is heavily wanted. Obviously, one of the tough things is they use horror characters and films and
all IP
stuff they would have to license if they put it in a house, unless they really, really, really want to be risky with what they're doing. And they're past that point. They will not be doing that. So unless it's just like, hey, let's go to Ice Nine Kills and make an original concept, which I guess is possible, you're probably not going to get them at least in what you would expect it to be.
I think it would be cool. I agree. Like we've talked about this so many times. I think that they're amazing. I think that the fact that they're bringing practical effects to concerts is like insane. And I think that more bands should really like try that if it fits their vibe. It's impressive. I like their music, but it's all IP, like we said. And I think that a cool way to do it would be like either give like Spencer and the guys like creative reign with Mike and John at like the helm, or what if it's like we're going to an Ice Nine Kills concert and there's killer on the loose, but like you're passing the scenes kind of like in a puppet theater way, like backstage and front stage, like all different kinds of ways in the venue, while like the band is like doing these killings on stage based on IPs, but it's done so like kind of tongue-in-cheeky that it's just glimpses. It's not the whole thing. And then the soundtrack is still playing and you still get those songs. I've never heard people talk about that.
There is a way to work. Being original is basically it.
I think it would be easier to do than Ghost, which is also something else that like I know we've talked about a lot, and I love their music. I think that they would be great, but they're the religious imagery. And that's the thing. Like, look what happened with The Fallen in 27. Like,
and that's literally just the existence of angels. That's all it took for them to go.
It was.
No.
All it was.
Outside of it, there was no religious undertones at all.
Yeah. So I would love to see both, but I don't think either of them are likely anytime soon.
No. I'd say Ice Nine Kills more likely though, for sure.
But let's do the concert.
Yes. Utah is nice, but I wish I was enjoying Pauly D. Lovely said it.
Oh no.
FNAF and Fast and Furious because it's Josh Hutchinson's favorite ride, who is I believe the creator, right? The creator of FNAF. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, Josh Hutchinson was in the movie. He's the guy, PETA from Hunger Games.
Oh. Okay.
PETA. He played
was he the main guy?
The security guard. Yeah. Yeah. The creator of FNAF. That's funny.
I thought he was. Isn't his name something like that?
I don't know. I don't know Roman numerals, but I know who Josh Hutcherson is.
Fair. Let's see. Yeah, it was for Hollywood earlier when we saw the percentages, by the way. Confirmed.
Oh, okay.
Confirmed.
Cool. Just felt Hollywood.
Yeah, I wish this would happen. That'd be great.
What's your favorite haunted house?
25% with the chance of Disney feeling pity and giving them the rights to the OG.
Well, then they'd have to give us Treehouse of Horrors too. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.
I would do a premium Scream night where no alcohol is served because drinks are my problem versus teens. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Drinks, I guess the people drinking them are the real problem, but yes, drunk adults versus teens. People have problems with both. I mean, to be honest, it seems about a 50-50 to me from my experience. There's terrible drunk adults and there's terrible teens and young people. Because some people just don't know how to behave no matter what.
That part.
So I get it. I completely get it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh. I was there. It was an older crowd, but there were plenty of teens there. Daddy's credit card.
These emojis are killing me. I'm sorry. I don't know
what is that.
I don't know. I think it might be StreamYard doing it or YouTube. But is it a dinosaur? Like what? An alligator?
It's kind of terrifying.
I kind of like him.
That little tongue wiggle. Unnatural.
I like that. I like that his eyes are on the same side of his head.
If it's going to be no teens, it should be an R-rated event. The only problem is it would be a one-night thing. But if they find a way to incorporate making it a bit more adult just for the one night, maybe in like shows and like how the scare actors can kind of interact, that'd be cool. I'd like that. Yeah. Why all slashers have messy rights? Yeah, that's a good point. They really do, don't they?
They're slashers.
If Scream and Terrifier both make it in, do we think either could be in Soundstage 25? I could see one of them being like a mega house potentially.
I think I already have my heart set on what's going there. I don't know. I think it's another very likely rumor that bodes well to a mega house.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put my money on it, but I think either property could work as a mega house for sure. Yeah. Especially if Scream did get more than 5 and 6, then it probably needs a mega house at that point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't know much about this, but Pizza Restaurant ain't that big in the games. The FNAF 1 map is very small. Is that kind of part of the reason also they likely go to the movies just because it's more to work with?
Yeah. Is it? Okay. Maybe the first one is the one I played because You literally could only go to like the control room, the pizzeria, and like maybe one other place, and that was it. And I think that that's why I'm so confused with where this like whole franchise is now, because all these extra people and all this stuff going on, like there were not that many places you could go to run from them. So like maybe that's why, if they just did like the first game, but then it's not going to be that, it's going to be Blumhouse.
Yeah. Did you see that Kevin Heimbach is saying WWE Rumored House is no longer happening? I don't think I specifically saw him say it. I will say that I think going back at least a month now in our podcast, it just doesn't seem like something that's happening at this point. Not even in like a specific reason heard, just very much it's fallen off the map. Not a literal spec map, but fallen off the possibilities, it feels like. So yeah, we're kind of on board with this. Probably isn't coming to the event.
As much as I want it, I think maybe eventually one day, but they're also not doing anything with the Wyatt Six right now. There were injuries, and Mania is literally less than a month away now. If there were going to be some kind of build, I think it would revolve around that kind of storyline. And like, yeah, they could just slap the Fiend on there, but that wouldn't be a proper homage to this character, this guy. So we owe him more than that. So I'm okay with that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it kind of fell off and sizzled out very fast.
Very fast. It did not take long.
And just think we kept talking about it because, sorry, I'm me.
And typically when that happens, that means that it was then someone heard, or the person who started the rumor heard, like, oh no, it's gone.
Yeah.
So maybe it was considered isn't happening. There are speculation that we get an IP announcement next week. Is it likely? I will say, both me and Jess and Jonathan just a couple weeks ago predicted that time frame for our first announcement. So, you still on board with that, Jess? You think it's happening, or you think there's a good chance it could happen?
I think my birthday's in 2 days, and it's not happening this week. I can tell you that. I know that was my original guess. So I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. I think it's going to take a couple more weeks. I also think there might be panicking right now about a certain third theme park that needs some work.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still fully on board with late March, early April announcement. I think we're going to get at least one before the Epic opening. Honestly, I think we're going to get a 2 to 3 month fully dead period for anything that's not Epic. And I think we get at least one announcement before then. And we are running out of time before that window would start. So
yeah,
I do think our announcement will come soon. And if it does not come soon, I don't think we're getting one till the end of June. So it better be coming soon.
It's either soon or it's every week until the event.
Yeah, basically.
And if it is soon,
a full dump of everything coming to the event on July 28th.
Yeah. And then it's just going to be boom, 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 boom. I know my original guess, but it was going to be around my birthday, which that Stranger Things 1 was, or Stranger Things 2, one of those was on my birthday. And I remember that because we bought our tickets immediately. But I don't think it's happening. I think it might be middle of April. And then if we don't hear anything. But if I'm wrong, happy late birthday to me.
I mean, that's a good time to be wrong, to be honest.
I'd rather be wrong than right.
Iron Maiden is having a theatrically. Whew, that was tough. I'm sorry. Let me take a drink of water. Okay? Go ahead, Jess. Take that.
Iron Maiden is having a theatrically released documentary this year, and it's being made by Universal Pictures. Just saying. I'm pretty sure it was before I was on 365, but it might have been on 365 or on Scream Queens. But I brought up Iron Maiden as a house I would love to see. And my dad is the fucking biggest Iron Maiden fans ever. We've watched all the documentaries.
You believe that Eddie could be a big part of that, right?
Absolutely. If you guys know nothing about Iron Maiden, Eddie is there. You've seen Eddie everywhere. This is Emotep looking motherfucker, but he has different eras. And he's been a colonial soldier. He's been in an actual Iron Maiden. He's been in Renaissance times. And he's a big, massive puppet that walks out on stage. He's 20 feet tall or something like that. So
what I'm hearing
is
going. Iron Maiden, the Eras Tour.
Correct.
House at Horror Nights.
Correct. It's just Eddie. It's just
Eddie.
Yeah, and the
That's
music's great. It's Iron Maiden.
I'm in. I'm
My
sold.
dad would be coming back to HHN this year.
That's one of those properties. You know, we have so many comments like bring back the metal to HHN, and that's been going on for years. People have been saying that. I think all those people would be very pleased if Iron Maiden came over in any capacity, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, they have their own plane, y'all. Like, it's literally, and they have a documentary about it. I watched all these
About
things.
their plane? Just the
Yes,
plane?
because maybe it's the singer. He's a captain. He's a pilot.
Oh, I didn't
He
know
can
that.
fly. It's like a big Boeing. They bought like an old Boeing, and it's got Eddie on it. Dude,
I'm gonna look this up later.
this is like one of my dad's hyperfixations. Like, this is his thing. So, and then
I could see that. I could totally see that too.
one of the band members, maybe it's not from Iron Maiden, but I'm pretty sure, has a barbecue restaurant in Broward. It's called Rock and Roll Ribs. I swear to God, we used to take my dad there.
Really?
Hold up. Hold up.
Well, pop it in our comment while you're looking it up. Ghost House wouldn't be a problem in Hollywood. Yeah, it's pretty nice that you guys don't have to worry about that aspect.
Yeah.
Florida or Orlando is not in the Bible Belt, but it's way too close for things like that.
It is. It's the drummer, Nico.
Oh,
He owns it. It's called Rock and Roll Ribs, and it's in Coral Springs, if you're from South Florida. So he loves Florida. That's all I got. We could have really good ribs at the event.
I mean, I like ribs, I guess.
Oh, Albert is telling me, yeah, Nico McBrain lives in Tampa and he has a barbecue joint, but he recently retired. I mean, they're old, but yeah, but there are many a documentary if you want to learn about Iron Maiden, or just look up the Eddie puppet on stage and watch like a montage. He's great.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can call him a puppet. I think he's a robot.
Is it a robot?
I don't know. But there, you can see the guy with the control box.
Well, now I'm going to go watch the documentary and see if I can find out.
I need to watch this theatrical one.
Wow, Keith calling out 365 drunks like that. We know what we are.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's fine.
You know you can count on a drink review from us.
Not calling us out. You think we do the drink reviews to make the review? No.
No, we just want an excuse to drink the alcohol.
What about Abigail or Megan? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do think Abigail for me would be very cool, specifically as a house. And Megan just feels like a property that they would want to shove into the event any way they can, regardless. So that makes it very possible on its own.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen Abigail, but I've heard great things.
I have a fun question. Would you want to see a Dark Universe redesign of Universal Monsters House like 2019 so we get all the monsters in Igor and Victoria?
And here's where I would put my monsters if I had seen them. Sorry. I'm done. I'm done.
No, I think I'm pretty stuck on wanting to keep them separate, and I think HHN already has a good thing going with its version of Universal Monsters, and I don't want to see them get swapped out. I think maybe take a little time off, that's fine, and then come back.
Did you see the vinyl?
Yes.
The sleeve is giving very HHN design.
It very much does. Very much.
I do like that Danny Elfman did the score. That man just soundtracks my life. I'm good. I'm good. The characters are fun. The land is really pretty.
But they can stay in Darkmoor for now.
Well, they're staying in the castle because they're not letting anybody in that bitch right now. If you can't tell, you didn't get to run monsters.
Sorry for your loss.
I was given 8 hours and I never got to go. That's how I feel.
That's a good representation for teens, for Jess.
That's just me and Mike in a smoking section on HHN night. Yeah,
I want a goblet in with this emoji.
Ooh, that's the shirt.
Yeah.
That's the shirt.
There we go. Forget Scream. When are we getting a 13 Ghosts or Lost Boys house?
13 Ghosts.
If I had to guess, never. unfortunately. I think 13 Ghosts would be great. Lost Boys, I have concerns on how you pull that off and execute it.
Same.
But 13 Ghosts, I think, would be an easy hit. I don't think it's happening. The time has passed.
I think it'd be too much like Hill House as well. Maybe. Same vibe. Question: did you see the trailer for Final Destination?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I feel like I'm more interested in the film itself now.
Yeah.
I was always going to watch it anyway because it's Final Destination.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, I'm a bit more excited for not just the name Final Destination, but the film I'm going to see.
I liked that because I obviously saw like the little teaser first, which I normally don't. Normally I just see the trailer and that's all I care about. But I thought it was going one way, and I liked the way it went. If like you guys haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. It's pretty good.
It is. It's a little nervy too. It really makes you feel something. You're like, ooh.
And you don't see anything, but they're real good.
Nothing involved, but you're still leaving a little.
A lot of callbacks to all the movies. Okay, I'm done. I do love Final Destination. Don't think it should come to the event, but I do love it.
Yeah, I don't think it could work, unfortunately. No. Do you think HHN would revisit trying to get Freddy Krueger? Yeah, I could totally see that happening. Again, going back to those slashers and the rights issues, I think he's easier than, like, say, Jason, but he still has his issues with his rights being tied up a bit, and it could be tougher, but it'll be worth it. I think, while I'm not really a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street as a franchise, I think Freddy Krueger is a phenomenal character that fits HHN tone very well. So I'd love to see him come back.
He's the one that even over Jason, my boy, I think that Freddy should come back before. It just fits better. He's fun. You can have fun with Jason, but it's not the same kind of fun you can have with Freddy.
Yeah. It is a fair clarification. In the Fallen, the angels were getting ripped apart, basically. Yeah, I mean, I'd still say that just means it's because they were angels, though. If that happens to any other character, they would not have cared one bit. It's just because angels were dying. And, you know, what happens to characters in HHN houses? Well, they typically die and get killed. Pretty common. Let's see. Late March is here, correct? But there's still another week in it, too, so.
It's less than a week now.
Okay. Almost a week left in it. Happy early birthday, Jess.
Thank you. I don't want to get any older, but
ever? Like not once?
Like it's like their most popular one. I can't name it right now, but I'm failing the name 10 songs by that band and the shirt you're wearing.
I'm gonna show this to your father.
Oh my god. Okay. I wish you would.
I won't, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm like, how are you gonna do that? Well, I can't tell you the number of the beast, but like you're not gonna know what that means. That's their number one song.
Oh. Marissa is the main actor in Abigail. Let's just imagine
as a Scream, the funniest thing.
Scream gets pulled for Abigail. Oh. But HHN planned it the whole time.
Just to get her the money.
Let's see. Only way I would want to see Megan is if it's Megan versus Chucky.
I'm good without either of them.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't. I'd rather have Megan at this point.
Yeah.
I'm Chucky scarred, to say the least.
I'm so good. That little shit can stay wherever he is.
We could see a Friday the 13th prequel house now that the revival has been fully announced. Yeah, I am worried how much Friday the 13th that series is going to have in it, to be honest.
Not much, because they can't have Jason, I think.
So I'll wait and see how it looks and then consider whether
isn't Velma Pamela? Or is that not her?
Wait.
They announced who Pamela was. Yeah, they announced who Pamela was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, isn't it the actress who played Velma? Linda Cardellini.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that because she's my childhood. She's not really mom.
That's not mom.
Correct. So that's what I'm going to be saying the entire time.
Scream is almost too big of an IP. I think it should be safe for HHN 35. So, in Orlando, anniversary years tend to lean very original. So you don't really need to save the big IPs for the anniversaries. Not saying it doesn't work, but a little less necessary.
Yeah. Think about past anniversary years. Like 25, we had Freddy versus Jason, but like, what else? The Purge. It was going to be Scream,
An
obviously.
American Werewolf in London again.
A repeat. And like for 30, Hill House. TCM.
TCM.
Orlando, like maybe for Hollywood. And like if maybe Hollywood was like, yeah, we got to do it, but they don't have anniversaries like that. That's the only time I could see like them holding it out for an anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would be Orlando's choice.
No, probably not.
Oh God, 30, we had Beetlejuice. How did I forget? Well, I wonder how I forgot.
Pretty easy to forget, to be fair. Brendan just wants a season of The Witch House. And Brendan,
Oh, yeah.
We should have. It was built in Hollywood. And then it was taken away for Halloween 4. I hope that mouse click was loud because that was my intention.
It was very sad. It was very John Murdy of you.
A little sass.
John Murdy 2025.
Got that Murdy sass in me.
Just a little bit. Not too much.
Do you have any idea who you would want as an icon this year?
A break.
I'm not going to say a break, but I would want to see another new icon.
Yeah.
Rather than going back to the well. Next year, on the other hand, we can go back to the well for sure.
And nothing too cerebral this year. I think if we can't understand the character in 5 words or less, maybe hold off.
Mm-hmm.
You know that like saying take off 2 accessories before you leave the house? Let's take off 2 layers of explanation before we make them an icon.
I think having deep lore is amazing. I don't think you should need that deep storytelling aspect. I just like it to be there for those who want it.
Right, like a great
The average person. Yeah. The average person is not going to care to dig that deep.
No.
And if they can't tell what the fuck's going on without that much story, then yeah, not great.
I had friends who said, "Who are the bald bitches?" And I said, "Well, I don't think we have enough time." And that's all we talked about.
As someone who only attends Hollywood and doesn't do icons, the only one I'd love to see come back is the director. Director's a lot of fun. Great icon, that's for sure.
Love Paolo.
Yes, we do get merch typically when they either tickets announcement. It's been different. Sometimes the tickets come with an announcement. Sometimes they're just tickets. So, but yeah, typically merch, at least in recent history, has come with that.
Well, Mardi Gras ends on Monday, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think Sunday. Okay. I'll take back my comment. Maybe if it's either next week or not at all, not the middle of April.
There you go.
I think it's. I agree with you.
I want. That's
next week or July. Those are our options. They're gonna wait for Mardi Gras to end, which I still haven't been this year.
You're running out of time.
I'm going on Saturday.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna see the parade.
Good. I will not be in Orlando, so
I understand. It's fine.
I'll be with everyone in Hollywood.
Oh.
Well, not specifically in Hollywood, but I'll be in the area.
Oh, a spring trip.
Little spring trip.
Love that.
I'm excited for 35. My first year going was 31. Well, Jordan, I'm excited for you to see your first anniversary year because it's always pretty exciting, especially because you're usually, I assume they're going to do it, see things that you've heard about for so long and never got to experience.
Yeah.
Icons being one of those things.
I really hope, not just for my sake, because I've only seen one anniversary here, but also for your sake, Jordan, I hope we get some body collectors for 35. Because that'll be 10 years since we've seen them and been to Shady Brook. So I would kill for us to see some body collectors next year.
Take off 2 layers of explaining before submitting the treatment.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Surreal.
Clearly not wrong.
I just needed to I'm sorry.
Otis is the only icon I need. I mean, I guess he'd be a really icon to pull off because you just kind of like make it an aesthetic icon more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Brendan, I know where you took that profile photo, by the way. Little Knott's
oh,
Legacy store action. Sorry, I love that. Love that throne.
Albert, that's perfect timing. Thanks for joining us. But I was going to mention, we're going to start wrapping it up here, and everyone here, it feels weird to kick you out of our live stream, but go check out the Huntline and his live stream that they would have just started or are about to start. I'm not sure on his timing right now, but our favorite live streamer for HHN for sure.
Yeah.
So go check that out if you want to keep the HHN conversation going. I'll go through the last couple comments before we hop off here. What is your dream HHN house? For me is Alien. Obviously, knowing the Disney situation, it's probably never going to happen. Unfortunately, that's the case. But Jess, dream house.
There's so many answers for this, and I feel like
There's
I
a
say
lot.
it all the time.
There's a lot.
Okay, Left 4 Dead, always gonna be on the list. I had a Disney one in mind, and now it's out. It's gone. I don't know anymore. That's all I got. Okay, Left 4 Dead. Oh no, WWE. WWE.
Of course, there you go.
No shit. Rhea Ripley specifically. That's my dream
house. For this one, I think I'm going to choose Jurassic Park making its return. And rather than being the weird like evolution concept, just do Jurassic Park. Because it can be scary on its own. I don't need you to do the human hybrid stupid stuff. So. And the last question we're going to wrap up with, out of curiosity, what are your favorite pieces of merchandise you own? Tribute to Terror Comic from 2023, great choice. That Pinball Machine anniversary shirt, also great choice. This is tough. I feel like I have to think about it for a second.
Yeah. Looking at my wall. My merch is out in the living room.
I probably I have two answers. One, for sentimental reasons, the farewell tour shirt for Bill and Ted from HHN 27, just because Bill and Ted was a huge part of honestly making HHN more palatable to a scared kid when I was young. So it going away was very sad for me. And the actual best item, I love the 30th anniversary vinyl as a single piece of merch. Just like they've never done anything like that, and drop that on an anniversary year. Very cool.
I don't have the shirt for Bill and Ted, but I have the mug, and I have that vinyl. Okay, I have a cheating answer, and it's this poster because only like 20 people got it, or 20 teams. And you had to like win the Soul Collector Bloodbath lottery. And me and my sister competed in that in 2017. So I'm really proud of that. I also have my like little lanyard and stuff. But something I actually purchased. Oh, okay. This is a cheat. But when Eugene proposed, he used the bride tin lunchbox, which they were selling in the tribute store. They still have it, but that has like a very sentimental, like, that's what I got proposed to with in a scare zone. So that, and then I have all of the Horror Inc., not Horror Inc., but the retro shirts. I bought all of those. So I'm really proud of that collection that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I gave too many answers, but I was really buying merch heavy back then.
Listen, there's a lot of merch we have. It's all in boxes for me currently, but you'll see it on the walls eventually in these live streams once I no longer feel too lazy to put it up. And then I can take the blur off one day.
One day.
That's about it. We're going to wrap it up here. So thanks, everyone, for joining. Thanks, Chemo Dog, always here with us.
Thanks,
Another
Mike.
birthday for you.
Salacious, I got proposed to in 30 Years, 30 Fears, because that's where we could get in front of the caretaker, and my husband loves me that much. We got married in Eddie's Scare Zone, though. So,
if this is referring to another Jurassic World movie, yes, I know, and I am a little worried, but I have more hope because it can't be as bad as Dominion, right? There's no way it can. Good night, Adam. Thanks for joining us. Or Aiden. Sorry, Aiden. I can't read.
It's okay.
Thank you, Mary. Heading to Hotline now, as all of us should be. Another happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Jordan. I'm convinced the flirt green figure is a full-size goblet then.
It is, actually. And not taunting me.
A little too tall, probably, to be fair. A little too
Yeah.
tall.
I don't know. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks,
See you
Color
next week.
Joker.
I think.